right. What's up, everybody? This is the Quad with Chris Young. As always, I am Chris. All of us are Zooming today because we are all across the country. Josh, where are you?
I don't know how I end up in Sacramento so often. I had never been to Sacramento until however many weeks ago when we did this Zoom last, and now I'm back in Sacramento again.
Your love and support for the Kings franchise knows no bounds.
The former Kansas City Kings have brought one of their own back to the city.
So we got producer Josh, Haley the Bear in studio with me, and Ryan from Miami. Where in the heck are you this week?
I am in beautiful and very hot St. Petersburg, Florida, but I will be making my triumphant return to Nashville, Tennessee this Thursday and will be in studio on Monday. Let's go.
All you're missing right now is a bunch of rain. So enjoy St. Petersburg.
It's been really hot, though. I would love some rain right now because it has been excruciatingly hot here.
No, because it's been humid as hell here and nonstop gloominess. Like, I just need a little bit of sun in my life. That's all I want.
Don't worry, Bears game starts soon.
Nothing more gloomy than that.
What the hell?
What was our poll result last week, Mr. Bass? I believe
polls.
you'd be looking that up right now. Polls are important.
Polls are yes. Polls are really important. It's a thing we do each and every week here on the Quad with Chris Young. And this was a very polarizing poll. Which one is better, red wine or white wine? And with nearly 300 votes, 53.7% of the Pod Squad said red wine is better than white wine.
Wow, that's very close. I'm kind of surprised.
Got white lovers out there, white wine lovers.
Think white wine lovers. Yes, white wine lovers for sure.
No, stop this.
So anyway, that was the poll last week. Red wine, overwhelming victory. So we do a poll every week. Ryan, where would people go to vote on that poll?
Well, twitter.com, x.com. Right now it's at twitter.com/the quad with CY, but I would be, don't put X in your browser URL. So let's just do twitter.com/the quad with CY.
I don't know what you would possibly come across if you put X in your browser.
We're not going to attempt that yet until we know for.
Good news is I just tested it out. X.com/the quad with CY does work. So just make sure you only put one X. Just one X.
Thank you, Ryan. We appreciate that. Oh, man. All right, let's go to music. I'm going to start things off with a little update from the weekend. I was in Kentucky and Ohio, right there in the Westchester, Ohio area. So that was Cincinnati, pretty much. Had an absolutely amazing weekend. Incredible shows. You want to talk about it being hot, though? The first show in Kentucky, that shirt will be making a much needed trip to the dry cleaners before I'm able to wear that again. It was very sweaty, and we went on after the sun was down. It did not matter. It was a hot one. So shout out to everybody sticking with us through that one. It was really, really rough. I've managed to dodge like all of the really hot outdoor shows this year. And so, that was the first one that kind of stuck up on us. We were like, it'll be warm. No, it was more than warm.
I feel like
Josh?
Oh no, until you played Alabama and Mississippi in the middle of July. That was brutal.
I have played not only both of those places in July. I played on tour with Dirk Bentley one time, and he decided to make his triumphant return to Phoenix in the middle of July. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to Phoenix. It gets hot there.
Like 110 feels like you're walking in a blow dryer.
plus. It was like 116, I think.
That doesn't feel real. Like, that doesn't feel like a real number that humans should be able to experience.
We absolutely cracked an egg and watched it cook on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
Remember your puppy paws too.
Yeah.
Whenever you're in that situation.
Seriously, you got to be careful if you have a dog. They will burn their feet, especially if you have a dog like mine who evidently thinks he is a walking tail wagging tank, because he is 116 pounds, and he'll just like run until he's like, oh, there's something horribly wrong with me, and then you have to baby him for like 5 days.
We love him anyway.
I love him anyway. So I also have done nothing but live in the studio. I was tracking all last week, as soon as we were done with the podcast, pretty much until I got on the road. So have added a couple more new songs for the upcoming album. Obviously, I sound like a broken record. Do Not Care. Looking for You, Young Love, and Saturday Nights, both out there. Go check them out. I actually had a buddy of mine call me last night. He's out of the country, and he goes, man, I saw like a couple of things saying, yeah, dude, it's out there. Young Love and Saturday Nights. The video is there. So if you guys have not had a chance to watch that yet, definitely go check that out. And just a huge thank you for all the love on it. We've got a really cool video from this past weekend that I'm getting ready to drop today on my socials. So if you follow me on social media, go check that out. If you do not follow me on social media, go ahead and follow me, because it's going to be pretty cool. I gave away a guitar. Let me put it that
way. The pause are like, this is what happened. I did this.
You guys were like nodding, and neither you nor Ryan wanted to say anything. You're just like, like leaning into the camera. So it was pretty awesome. It was a lot of fun.
So stay tuned for his socials to see that video.
Well, you had scorching hot weather. I had the most beautiful 3 days I will probably have all year in Irvine, California, in Mountain View, California at Shoreline Amphitheater, and then State Line, Nevada, which is right on Lake Tahoe. Average temperature was 72 degrees.
Ooh.
It felt like fall.
Nice.
But you are going to Reno and Cali this coming week.
I am, yes, which is different. That's not near the areas where he was.
No. But it's fool's gold, because next week is Woodlands, Texas, Dallas, Texas, and Rogers, which will be very warm.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit warmer than 72 degrees on average, I believe.
Yeah, so I'm ready for fall, but not next week.
Not yet, buddy.
Nope.
When is summer? When's the last day of summer? Does anyone know?
That is a good question.
I feel like
last day of summer is September 23rd, 2023.
Oh, we still got a good amount of time then.
That doesn't seem right.
I feel as though summer should end when summer vacation ends, and if kids are back in school, it is no longer summer. That is my stand.
That's like no summer at all.
Yes, technically summer ends and autumn begins each year on September 22nd.
That seems so arbitrarily picked to me.
I don't know, because August can be one of the hottest months of the year.
Yeah, but if you told me it was August 22nd, I would go, that sounds
okay.
Right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. June, July, August.
We need more than 3 months of summer.
However,
I haven't even gotten to go on a boat yet.
Well, you can come down here anytime. We have one waiting for us. It's the quad boat. It's ready to go.
By the way, do we need 3 more months in summer? Yes, but we also need more than like a month of fall.
Cosign.
If it could just be summer and fall and spring, I'll be okay. Winter can.
Whoa. No way.
Yes.
No way. Get out of here with that.
I do like this as a hot take. If you had to literally punt 1 month or one season, I guess you should say, what would it be?
Summer. I would get rid of summer 100%. Summer is a lie. It is too hot. I'm too sweaty. I'm unmotivated. I just want to stay inside in the AC. I do not want to do anything. I understand. It's nice out. You get a summer tan. You get to go lay out by the pool, go on a boat. I get it. Whatever.
You can do that in spring and fall.
You can. And you know what? It's delightful. It's really great.
Not the same.
I feel like the two Floridians here will both be punting on winter, which is absolutely what I would be doing. You just take winter and skip it.
Time out. You guys don't get winter. You don't.
That's why we would
Excuse me.
We don't need it. And it does get cold down there sometimes.
Yeah, okay. When was the last time you had snow where you live, Ryan?
Well, I mean, I lived in Nashville, and
when was the last time you had snow where you live in Florida?
Listen, snow might not be happening, but when it gets below 50 degrees, by Lord, it is freezing cold here. So, and that happens for about 7 days. And winter is tough down here.
As someone who leaves his Christmas tree up all year long, Ryan, I would assume that you would love winter quite a bit more than you do.
That's laziness.
Love Christmas. I'm not punting Christmas.
But
I'm
you are. You said you're getting rid of winter, which means you're getting rid of Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Christmas is in July.
My birthday. I'm keeping the holidays, just punting the weather. I don't need that snow in my life.
You're punting the
Christmas
song
to
Winter
July.
Wonderland. You're getting rid of all sorts of the weather outside is frightful. None of it.
Snow is only good on one day and one day only, and that is Christmas.
Look, Josh, we know what's up.
Yeah,
we're on music. Why are we talking about?
We're on the right side of history. We know this.
What are you listening to? We're gonna do a quick round of that. So, in honor of you guys wanting to punt on winter, let's go with Silver Bells. No, I'm just kidding.
It's too early for Christmas music.
It's first of all, it's never too early for Christmas.
Yes,
but no, it's not. Yes. No, it's not. But I will not be picking that as my song. I've been stuck in this endless loop. I almost went with the Thong Song by Cisco just because I heard the story about how that was. Yeah, in fact, why not put it up there? Put it on the list just for fun. I think it was Ice was the how songs got made, and I guess when that beat originally got made, it was supposed to be for Michael Jackson. Like the original beat for that song.
Interesting.
And it accidentally ended up on a tape that Cisco got pitched with like a whole bunch of different beats and loops and stuff on it. And he was just like, that's the one. And they were like, well, you weren't even really supposed to hear that. And he goes, no, that's the one. That's it. And then they hired like the violin part that's on the beginning of that is a guy who has played strings on like all of the Star Wars films and like all of it. Like the whole story around that song is just crazy. That was even the first single, and they had to pull the first single that they originally went with from the album because everyone was just playing the Thong Song.
Ooh, that dress. So scandalous. Unreal.
And so look, supposedly they were like not allowed to like there's so many crazy things about this. Like in the video, they weren't allowed to show thongs. So they were like, well, what if we showed them like upside down in the imaging for all of this stuff? Then we could get away with it that way. I mean, like it's wild. The stuff that we see now is just not under the same restrictions whatsoever. But then I guess he had watched like a Bugs Bunny cartoon, and he thought it would be a great idea for him to like run over the top of the crowd of people because he saw it in a cartoon. Dude, it's just wild. The whole thing of how that song happened and came together in the video and everything else, just insane.
I feel like we should have Cisco on the podcast. I feel like he's gettable right now.
Wow. Bear, what do you got?
I'm also throwing it back. And I don't care what anyone says. Everyone jammed to this song back in the day, and it's Got to Get Through This by Daniel Bedingfield.
I can tell you without a doubt, I have no idea what song you're talking
You know
about.
exactly what song I'm talking about.
No,
if I
I do
could
not.
play it for you. It's like that techno, like, I can't sing it because then I'll get in trouble. But
There, you could.
You can sing
Can
it.
you sing it?
I got to get through this. It's like he sings, I got to get through this. And then give me just a second and I'll be all right. Give me
I got to get through this. I
Yeah.
got to get through this. Yeah.
Okay, so I have heard that song. I never like jammed out to that song.
It was such a jam.
I think that you have some weird thing in mind that everyone thought that song was amazing.
It was a one hit wonder. It was a number one song, I believe. If I remember correctly, it was. And then he disappeared.
So it makes it. Josh, did you know who this was off the top of your head when she said that?
Did she say Daniel Bedingfield?
Yes.
I think that's Natasha's brother. Like Pocket Full of Sunshine, Natasha. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his claim to fame. That's it.
Okay. All right. Well,
I will also be doing a throwback from 1985 from the boss, Bruce Springsteen. And the song is Santa Claus is Coming to Town, live at CW College, Greenville, New York. You know why? Because winter is awesome.
No! Why are we doing this right now? Because we all know how I feel about Christmas music before Thanksgiving.
I love it.
Here's where we're at.
Go ahead, Ryan. What do you got?
Mine will not be holiday themed or a throwback. It will actually be EDM house themed for this week. High You Are by What's So Not. The Branches remix has been on repeat on my Alexa. Please don't respond to me, Alexa, by the way, now that I say that. High You Are by What's So Not.
That just sounds like words.
And there. Okay.
You're doing a Mad Lib or something. I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, I kind of want to just say random things to his Alexa now.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. I have headphones in, so it can't hear you, but it can hear me.
Fun. All right. Let's go to the movie. So nailed it. Who all saw this? Did you see it? Oh, come on.
No one saw it.
Okay, look.
Well, good. We can plan and talk about a movie that I did see.
No. I will talk about Gran Turismo. It's fine. So first of all, let me go to the thing that I normally go to, which is the internet. I feel like Ryan. Now I'm having to filibuster to get to the. I did this out of order. We normally do the movie third. Gran Turismo, PG-13, 2023, drama/sport. Interesting.
Sport.
I don't know. That's what it says. 2 hours and 15 minutes. 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, and then 96% of Google users like this movie. So, yeah. This is the entire description. A player wins a series of Nissan-inspired video game competitions through his gaming skills and becomes a real-life professional race car driver. A couple interesting things about this movie. One, I really, really would have liked to see more of the relationship with the kid's dad. I feel like they used David Harbour's character in this movie to really kind of sell that, this is like the underdog story and you're never going to make it. But there's also this like back and forth with the father figure character that I don't think they ever fully leaned into like they could have. But obviously everything else, this is exactly, if you watch the trailer for this movie, that's exactly what the entire movie is. You got exactly what the trailer basically came out and showed you. It was like, hey, this is going to be a movie about blank, and that's exactly what it is. It does not deviate from that whatsoever. The entire plot of the film is pretty much given away, obviously. But for me, I'm gonna say something that's gonna seem sort of blasphemous because of how much I love video games. Never really got into Gran Turismo, so I find myself, while I appreciate the sport of racing, and I appreciate the movie. Very interesting. Other tidbit about this: Neil Blomkamp is the director. They did District 9.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. When I found that out, I was like, wait, what?
Huh.
Yeah. Not at all who I expected to be the director for this. Because I love District 9. Anybody that hasn't seen that movie, it's a very, very interesting film. But it was good. It was good. And I'm a huge like racing video game fan. Like if you asked me what racing video games I played, it would probably be Mario Kart and like Daytona USA back when they had those in every arcade when I was growing up. It's just not a huge thing for me to go pick up a whatever the new Gran Turismo or the actual simulated racing game. It's just not my thing. So I think maybe that's part of my disconnect with not being huge into wanting and having to see this movie. But it was good. It was good. And I think that's pretty much represented by like the IMDb scores, 7 out of 10. IGN gave it a 6 out of 10, 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. It's good.
You just sent me on an absolute rabbit hole of the best arcade games of all time. And I am stuck in nostalgia land at this current moment. So thank you for that.
First of all, if you want to save that for a hot take on down the road,
that's a good one.
We can absolutely do that. Maybe that's next week is best arcade game.
I like that because this is going to be a spicy hot take, and there are a lot of really good.
All right, well, don't go too far into it.
Don't say them.
Don't say anything else.
We didn't do this.
We did best video game of all time, which was arcade. Like home video game, but that's not arcade. I'm talking about walk up, put a quarter or a token or $1 into game, sit down, play.
Yeah, spend 3 hours playing NFL Blitz, for example, just when as a child,
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't.
No,
that one's not going to win. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's not even.
That is not going to win. But very good game. Very good game.
Do you know where the largest arcade in the world is located? Weirs Beach, New Hampshire.
Is that still true? I would bet it's Japan.
It's according to the Guinness World Records, but yeah.
All right, so for next week, the movie that we've all been waiting for.
Ryan, I'm so sorry.
No, what?
It's talk to me.
No.
Are we not doing the horror movie? I thought we were doing the horror movie.
Please don't do the horror movie.
Well, we already saw it, and I already saw Talk to Me. It's really, really good. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But Strays comes out.
Oh, yes, it does.
Strays is going to be freaking awesome. I know some of the dogs in that movie, and it's the actors were even surprised with how inappropriate this movie is.
Time out. You're burying the lead. I just want to go. Have you guys seen the trailer for this movie?
No.
It is just like cuss words everywhere, and it's
dogs,
and it's Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx. Probably not going to be for everybody. If that is not your speed, totally understand. However, I got to thinking about it last night. They filmed this movie and then overdubbed all the voice parts. So everybody that worked on this film just knew they were filming an animal movie. So all of the animal trainers probably had no clue what this movie was going to be. They just thought, oh, we're doing this really cool movie about these dogs. And it's like, maybe it's sort of a Homeward Bound thing. It is really not.
This is from the makers of Cocaine Bear and 21 Jump Street. Just to give you guys a heads up of what this film is.
Great.
It's going to be awesome.
I actually, Josh, I think you're going to think this is fun.
I'm sure I will. Just between Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx, I'm sure I'm in. Although this got me thinking, CY, what if there was a live action, like dramatic Mario Kart movie?
Okay. I need you to do me a favor when we get done with this. If you go online, you can actually look up, I think SNL did it, where they did a fake dramatized Mario Kart movie trailer. And it is
Watch that movie.
Who's the actor? Oh my God, he's been in everything.
I would love if Nick Cage was in it somehow. I don't know. I'm just
he's Joel in Last of Us.
I don't watch Last of Us.
Oh, come on.
I don't
you know who I'm talking about, guys.
On my phone, I can't look. You're giving us nothing to go on.
I just gave you one of the biggest streaming things that's existed in the past 2 years.
Joel
from Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
I've never watched The Last of Us, so.
Anyway, so it's him, and he is Mario.
Okay, I'm in.
It's so dumb, but it's really funny. So you got to go check that out.
By the way, speaking of dogs, did you guys see the dog that stormed the field during the soccer game just to grab the soccer ball and then had to be lifted off the field as it has the soccer ball in its mouth? It's a great video.
Yeah, I have seen it.
Yeah, that one's been around for a while.
Oh no, has it really? Oh, I got fooled by the internet
for a bit.
Oh, well, that's just a good old boy trying to play ball, you know?
He was a very good boy. 10 out of 10. Would play soccer with him for sure.
Would love that. Yes.
No question.
Yeah.
All right. Strays for next week.
No. Or we can do Talk to Me, Ryan.
No, Strays.
Yeah, Strays is
okay.
Movie.
Strays seems less rough for me, you know?
Stop it.
No. Okay, let's go to sports. Oh, do the thing.
Sports.
There it is. So Major League Baseball. Ryan, how's our bet holding up there, buddy?
Well, you know, your Tampa Bay Rays. I did get to cover back-to-back walk-offs, which was very fun. Very fun. Back-to-back walk-off rally wins for your Tampa Bay Rays. They are 9-6 in their last 15 games, so trending in the right direction.
In this month, what are they?
6-5. One game over 500, though. We're trending in the right direction, you know, for
a 500 team. They have been a 500 team for months.
Look, they just won 4 out of the last 5 series. They're heading to San Francisco and Los Angeles.
Wait, so what's that? They have to win more games?
More games in the month of August.
Over 500 this month.
And right now they are. So I'm in position to win the bet right now.
Yes, if we were going by a half a month of a bet, then that is 1,000% true, Ryan.
I did, by the way, successfully avoid the Gatorade bath now in back-to-back walk-off wins, which was a struggle for me through my previous 2 walk-off wins. So I'm happy to report that dry cleaning and the Jordans were all saved in the back-to-back walk-offs.
That's good. Yeah, you don't want to mess up the Jays.
No, the Gatorade bath I took earlier this season absolutely demolished my Jays to where they turned orange. My blue and white Jays turned orange from the color of Gatorade. It was,
I feel like if they do that to you,
they gotta buy you new Jays.
Whoever the player is that caused that to happen, just as a sweet form of apology should get you a new pair.
I told Josh Lowe and Taylor Walls, who were the 2 that poured that Gatorade bath on Brandon Lau and I, to successfully hand over my dry cleaning bill to them. They have yet to successfully fulfill the invoice. So unfortunately, that is on back order.
Can you ask them to fulfill an invoice if you have a framed photo of the thing on your wall?
That is a good question, Rye.
And for the video audience that isn't familiar with what Josh is talking about, there is said framed photo on the wall of the Gatorade bath. So it made for a great, moment.
I think that is the price that you pay for greatness, Ryan.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll send the invoice your way.
That's great.
That is the price of infamy.
I can't get on my phone. Can someone tell me, I saw the Cubs somehow were making it into the wild card. Is that still?
They're right now in the third wild card spot in the National League. Yes.
How did that happen? I have no idea.
Well, they've been playing very well, decided not to trade their star players at the trade deadline, and are currently in a playoff position. Congratulations.
What about the Angels?
Yeah, they have been going the wrong direction since the trade deadline. However, Ohtani did hit his 41st home run of the year and continues to do things that only deities do, like in life.
I guess
so. Basically, they should have gotten something out of Shohei Ohtani because he's going to leave, and they're going to get nothing in return, and they're probably not going to make the playoffs this season.
Correct.
It's so frustrating
to be on a crap team.
He will throw like 7 shutout innings and hit 2 home runs and be like 4 for 5, and they'll lose 3-2. And you're just like,
right now the Angels are 59-60 and are currently 6.5 games back of the Toronto Blue Jays in the wild card race. So,
that's painful.
Very painful.
All right.
Your Chicago Cubs are half game behind your Miami Marlins in the wild card race. So my apologies. The Cubs are no longer in the playoff picture at this moment.
Way to give me a
false hope.
Lost hope.
False hope. Let's talk about preseason. I think this is the most excited I've been for football to start, and the least interested I've been in preseason football games probably in my entire life. I don't know if you guys feel the same way or not, but it's such a mixed bag of, you've got teams playing their starters through like the second quarter, or you've got them playing like 2 snaps and then pulling them and putting in the third string. And it's like, I don't know what anyone's doing. I don't know how many people are actually trying to play their first string for the first half of the game. Does it even matter? It probably doesn't. Who's trying to figure out who they're going to cut first versus who's trying to get reps under people? What are those reps actually worth? Because are they playing another team that's just trying to figure out who they're cutting first? It's just like such a mixed bag for me. I don't even know what to do with it.
Well, for me, it makes me mad because after the Bears beat the Titans this week, I got endless amounts of texts and phone calls. The Bears look so good this year, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, we always look good in preseason because we play our starters. Justin Fields played way longer than he probably should have, and he still only threw a couple times. So we're still not even seeing like a good throwing game coming from him. That short pass to DJ Moore got a touchdown, but none of this means anything to me. Everyone's like, they look good, there's hope. And I'm like, I think we always win almost all of our preseason games. And then because we're playing third string players, I don't trust preseason. It never comes to what I would like it to look like in preseason and regular season. And I still don't have faith in Justin. I need a quarterback who can also throw, who can run and throw. And right now I'm still not seeing a great throwing game. So here we are.
I, for one, am super excited about the Blaine Gabbert era in Kansas City right now. But
Blaine Gabbert.
But speaking of preseason, did you guys see, according to Adam Schefter, the Ravens extended their NFL record preseason game winning streak to 24 straight games. The Ravens have not lost a preseason game since 2015.
Amazing.
Proof
They've
that
also not won a
preseason
Super Bowl in that time either.
proof that preseason does not matter at all.
It doesn't.
Oh,
That is really hard to do, though. Like to win 24 straight games with literally second and third stringers playing in games that are meaningless and still have won 24 in a row. It's impressive.
But
Can we
you're
bet on
also
that?
other third strings.
what? How is that impressive, Ryan?
It's impressive to win 24 in a row in anything in life, to do to do something 24 times in a row and have it come out in a positive outcome is impressive. Can we bet on that? Can I put some wagers down on the Ravens preseason?
There is a large casino somewhere that would love to take your money for that bet, Brian. Also, let's check back in and let's keep a running tally on if they win the next preseason game. I just want to see if they go this entire preseason without losing, or if you would have made this bet and then it would have gone horribly wrong instantly.
Deal. Some takeaways, though, from the preseason. Some takeaways. Baker Mayfield, QB1. Looks good. Looks good. Baker Mayfield, QB1.
Looks good, or is the best quarterback on their team.
Also, second takeaway from preseason, week 1. Jordan Love. Packers are going to be all right. No? Okay. Third takeaway, Anthony Richardson, bust for the Indianapolis Colts. Picked off on his opening drive. Bust.
That's way too.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Picked off on his opening drive. Much like all of the updates from Cowboys camp is, oh, man, Dak threw a couple picks the other day. Is he going to be a turnover machine again this year? He wasn't a turnover machine last year. Everybody keyed in on him because they knew that he didn't have hardly anyone to throw to, and they would just drop people into coverage. And then they were like, well, why did he throw so many picks when there wasn't a great rush against him, when he was not having to deal with the blitz? It was like, because they sat in coverage and basically dared him to make throws. That's not going to happen this year. They are much improved across the board, as I've said, and especially on the defensive side of the football. I don't care that he threw a pick in practice. I really don't.
You want the rest of my preseason takeaways?
You like Stetson Bennett? Let me guess.
Nope, not in on Stetson Bennett. I do want to give one shout out, though. Bennett? I do want to give one shout out, though. Damar Hamlin did return to the field for the Buffalo Bills, so that is awesome. Really, really cool. Happy to see that. I know it was preseason, but it mattered. And then last but not least, a big, bold prediction. A big, bold prediction after week 1 of the preseason. Your guy, Haley, Justin Fields, he's going to win an MVP this year. Oh, you like them apples, don't you? Don't you?
All right, Ryan, I would like to take your preseason stuff and put your money where your mouth is. We've got Bucks with Baker Mayfield, Packers with Jordan Love, and Fields winning MVP. I want to parlay all three of those together with the Bucks and Packers more than 13 wins. And Fields.
No, that's terrible. Ooh, they're more than 13 wins. Ooh.
Combined 13.
Combined.
Combined 13 wins. More than 13 plus Fields winning MVP.
What do we got there?
I'll give you 4 to 1 odds.
4 to 1. I could get much better odds on DraftKings or some of the other sites.
You bet me $100, you get $400 back right now.
I'll bet you 25.
$25?
$25.
Done deal.
All right. Great. Just want $100. It's great.
Yeah, I don't think you want $100 there. Also, I will give you a very interesting pick, because we're about to go to the hot take, which is going to be the complete reverse of these. But I think the Titans could sneak around and win their division. I know everybody's going, it's going to be a weird transition with them, last year of Tannehill going into the Will Levis era and all that stuff. Case in point, the Colts, Texans, like
the Jags, the team that made it to the AFC Championship game.
I'm telling you, man, it might be the Titans this year. I'm not saying that because I'm sitting in Nashville. Obviously, everyone knows that. Like, while I do root for them because
We live here.
live here. I grew up as a Cowboys fan. We didn't have the Titans when I was a kid. I don't know why that takes so much explaining to people that are like, well, you from Nashville, you should be a Titans fan. I'm like, well, they didn't exist when I was a kid. So, like, sorry, but I do think they could sneak up on people, because while the Jags did go very far last year, was that kind of maybe a fluke year for them? Does Trevor Lawrence have a year of regression this year? I mean, can you name the offensive weapons on that team off the top of your head?
Calvin Ridley for one, but I also really like Doug Peterson. And I believe what Doug Peterson is able to do with basically any team that he's on.
Oh, okay. That has nothing to do with the players that are on the field, Josh.
Sure.
Jacob Harris, by the way.
That was like the most Ryan answer from Josh
Hey,
that I've ever gotten.
Hey, gotta
You
give a shout out.
literally named one player and then went, and Doug Peterson, yeah, love him. Love what he does as a coach.
James Conner, Travis Etienne.
Etienne.
We're going with James Conner as your
TJ
weapon
Washington.
of choice.
Yeah.
Jacob Harris, built by UCF, baby, made a big one-handed grab in that game against the Cowboys.
Okay.
On one target.
Okay.
Okay, and
By the way, I had no idea that Will Grier was the backup quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. I learned that as I'm going through the book for at this current moment.
Yeah.
Nice.
One more preseason prediction, because we have already bet on the divisional futures, so we can now talk about these things.
Yep.
I am buying all the New Orleans Saints stock. I'm buying all of it. You can sell any to me that you want. Not only do I think that they are a competent team with a good quarterback, I think Derek Carr is good, not great, but good, can win you a Super Bowl. Joe Flacco was good, not great. They're also a team that plays 13 of their games this season in a dome, which matters when you are a dome team. So I think that the New Orleans Saints win their division, and it's not close.
Wow.
All right.
I could agree with you on that.
I like where your head's at, and I will now use that little piece of information you just dropped to go straight into our hot take.
Hot take.
All right. That's one of these days he's going to slip up and just do it because he's excited. So the hot take for this week is the exact opposite of who we think could win a division. It is, who do we think is going to be the worst team in the NFL in 2023? And Josh, I don't think you're going to like this pick. And because it is supposed to be a hot take, I'm not going with an obvious one like Cardinals. Like,
Don't do that. Don't talk about the other teams. Just pick your one.
Oh, no. If you can Ryan your way into Doug Peterson, when I asked you about an offensive player on a team, I can Ryan my way into shoving all of the other obvious answers aside to make my point of a hot take, which is, I think the worst team in the NFL this year will be the Raiders.
I hope so.
And here's why. Because you look at that team top to bottom. Who's their quarterback?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
So Jimmy Garoppolo was not the reason that the 49ers went as far as they've gone. I think everyone agrees with that, right?
Correct.
That they agree that he was almost sort of just a placeholder. I mean, there's a reason why he was available to be picked up by them. And look, even with Derek Carr, who I believe is definitely a step above in that category as a QB, they didn't have a great season last year. I think they leaned a lot on Jacobs. Can he come back and put up another year like that back to back when pretty much all of the focus is on him? I don't think so. I can't really point to an indicator where I think they got better. And again, look at that division. The one thing you could count on last year was the Broncos being bad, right? Which kind of popped up out of nowhere, and everybody's like, "Oh, we thought they were going to be good." I thought the Broncos were going to be good. We
bet that they were going to be good. We put money.
I know. Yeah. We were wrong. However, I do think they take a step forward this year.
Would you say the coach matters? The coach matters in that situation.
I'm not letting you do that.
You're gonna say the coach matters? Because then Doug Peterson. Would you say that Doug Peterson matters also?
I am saying that I think the Broncos are better this year than they were last year. Okay, and that can be for a litany of reasons. If you would like me to use a different word,
possibly the coach. We don't know. It's hard to say.
Maybe it could be coaching. It might not be the head coach. It might be another member of the staff. However, I didn't ask who were the starting offensive players and then name the coach. So I think that they will be better. I do think that the Raiders will regress. And I think that, unfortunately, they're going to get beat up on by that division, which does include, Josh, your Kansas City Chiefs. So I do think between the schedule and between them taking a step backwards from where they were last year, that will be one of the worst teams in the NFL. And if I'm just picking it, sorry, Raiders fans, I think it's probably their turn.
I can't. You're just giving this the hot take, and I can't pull up on my phone. So I'm just going off a whim. Can you, one of y'all, who's the quarterback for the Falcons?
Matt Ryan. Oh, wait.
Desmond Ridder, right?
It is Desmond Ridder. That's great. Cincinnati legend.
Matt Ryan.
He's retired. I'm going to go with the Falcons because I just don't see, they weren't explosive last year, and they really don't have people that I can trust to do anything this season. So there we go. Do they still have my guy too?
Who's your guy? Taylor Heineke?
That tight end from Florida?
Kyle Pitts.
I mean, Pitts.
There it is.
Pitts.
Obviously still love Pitts.
She's still going to draft him when we do fantasy football.
I hope she
don't
does.
Even know why
you
she's
can have
acting
him.
like she's just trying to get us to sell low so she can snag him before anybody else gets to
Even
Pitts.
if Kyle Pitts does well, I don't think they're a team as a whole to win any games. I don't see anything coming from the Falcons.
All right. So I see your Raiders and Falcons picks, and I go with what you deemed as the quote unquote obvious choice, CY, and that would be the Arizona Cardinals. But there's added incentive for them to suck this season. And here's why. Because they also own the Texans 2024 first round pick, which means, and the Texans are projected to be pretty putrid this year as well. Arizona could become just the second team ever to hold the first and second overall picks in an NFL draft. They have the 11th hardest schedule this season, and they have not been good at home. They were 1-8 at State Farm Stadium last year. So without question, Arizona is going to be the worst team in the NFL this year because they have incentive to be that bad, which is hit the reset button in 2024.
Okay, you may be right, but can I give you the reverse of that? And I see something getting pointed to a lot with them, which is new head coach, new GM. I think they can't be any worse at home than they were last year.
They were 1-8, so they could technically be 0-9. So they could be worse.
Well, they can't play any worse than they did last year. They could, yes, conceivably be one game. I don't think anyone outside of teams that have just lost the entire season been completely blanked at home.
That's what the Browns, but other than that, I can't think of teams that were pretty as bad as that.
Probably
Detroit.
Detroit.
That was at which they lost to every game. So yeah, there's that. Outside of the Lions, I don't believe there's another team that's gone winless at home in a season. Has there been? We ought to look that up.
I'm on it.
Watch it be like a 1 year for the Cowboys or something. And I just walked myself into that. But look, they can't play any worse at home. They also, while that looks like a negative on its face, where it's first year head coach, first year GM. Oh, hang on. First year head coach, first year GM. I think that actually gives them some energy because they need to prove themselves. So I do think that could work in the opposite direction, and the Cardinals could be better than we think they will be.
Teams to go winless, but also winless at home. The 2017 Cleveland Browns, the 2008 Detroit Lions, and your 1976 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, sorry, Ryan.
They were the first team to ever go winless.
Okay. Thank God the Cowboys weren't on that list. Josh, who are you picking?
Just to piggyback you, CY, do you know the Las Vegas Raiders the other quarterbacks behind Garoppolo? Who is gonna get hurt?
Tom Brady?
Aiden O'Connell, who I've never heard of in my entire life. And the legend backup, Brian Hoyer, who will be starting week 4 for the Raiders.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Brian Hoyer for the Bears.
Okay, so Josh, are we on the same team here? Are we going Raiders?
My heart wants it to be the Raiders. I hate the Raiders with every fiber in my being. I think it's going to be a close call, but I do think that I'm going to take a dark horse candidate in all of this. I think the Los Angeles Rams are absolutely terrible, and they have no wide receivers to throw to. Sorry, Van Jefferson. I already drafted you once. I'm not going to do this again. Aaron Donald is flirting with retiring. Coach is flirting with retiring. Matt Stafford looked washed last year. Stetson Bennett's not going to get it done. Cam Akers is not enough. I just think the Rams are kind of they went all in a couple of years ago. They won a Super Bowl, and now it's all just falling apart. And so I think that the Rams
they still have some names. Have you seen someone, anybody?
Cooper Kupp's already hurt. He was hurt in one of their practices. Like, this is just it. I think this is one of those seasons where it just does not come together for them again.
Wow.
Just because they have names retire all the time.
The worst.
Yeah, again, we are picking the worst team.
Mm-hmm.
That's why mine is a hot take, because I went Raiders because they do have potential to not be the worst team. But man, that you might have trumped me on the hot take.
It's pretty spicy. I will say, CY, you can just basically count on the Raiders having 6 losses just in the AFC West, because I think the other 3 teams are considerably better than they are. So it's just a matter of what else.
All right, so we got Falcons, Cardinals, Raiders, and Rams.
And for the record, Josh, I need you to do me a favor and put some respect on Aiden O'Connell's name. Okay, this is
how much did you know about Aiden O'Connell before
this is a Long Grove, Illinois native, okay, who was a star for Purdue, a 2-time second-team All Big Ten award winner for his couple of years. And by the way, week 1 of the preseason, he was one of the more impressive quarterbacks in the NFL. He had just 3 incompletions, 2 of which were drops. He looked confident. He looked accurate. He was a star, 15 of 18, 141 yards and a touchdown. You put some respect on Aiden O'Connell's name.
I love that you learned how to read at such a young age, but if you feel that way, go ahead and just draft him. Draft him for your fantasy team. Do it. Start him
2016 was his only year as a starter. He threw for a school record 2,741 yards and 26 touchdowns. That was out of high school.
Okay, I have never missed a mute button more in my entire life than this moment right now.
Man, he was great at Purdue.
I still have it, actually. I do have the mute button. So.
Okay. Thank you guys for listening and watching The Quad with Chris Young. As always, I'm Chris from Haley, Ryan, Josh, and myself. We love you guys. We love seeing you here each and every week. Tell your friends, keep coming back for more, and make sure to vote on that hot take. We'll see you later. And we're out.